Hey there, Jon Chorba here from ReallyEasyGuitarLessons.com, and in this video lesson I'm going to show you how to play a really easy strummy version of 2 Tickets to Paradise by Eddie Money. So again, this is really easy strummy. I'm not matching anything that's on a recording. This is something that you can just pick up your acoustic guitar and, serenade your significant other. Maybe if you got tickets to a cruise or the Bahamas or the Caribbean or Rehoboth Beach and you're going to whisk them away there, you could play 2 Tickets to Paradise for them. So very great song for the beginner guitar player. Just a couple of chords all in the open position. And I'm going to show you a couple different ways that you could strum it and then also add in a little bit of extra flair to kind of match some of the cool things that happen on the recording. Let's jump in and get started. Okay, the whole song can be played with just 3 chords. A G, which I'm going to play like this. 3rd fret E, 2nd fret A, open D, open G, 3rd fret B with the ring finger, 3rd fret E with the pinky finger. And then we're going to do an A, which I'm going to do open A using my index finger to hold down 3 strings. 2nd fret D, 2nd fret G, 2nd fret B. Just play from the A to the B string if you're doing that version. You could also do this version of the A, where you get all your fingers into the 2nd fret. But I'm going to do this version because some of these chord changes are kind of quick and I think it's a little bit easier if you use this version of the A for this song. And then the last chord is a D. Open D string, 2nd fret G, 3rd fret B, 2nd fret E. Play from the D string down, okay? So just 3 chords in the whole song. G, A, and D. And there's just 2 chord progressions in the song. What I would call the main progression, which happens in the verses and the pre-chorus, and then a chorus progression. So I'm going to walk you through the main progression first, show you what the chord progression is, and then I'll show you a couple different ways that you could strum it. So it's pretty simple. 2 chords. The G is going to last for 2 measures, and then the A is going to last for 2 measures, and then you repeat that. G for 2 measures, A for 2 measures, okay? So I have the isolated vocal, and I'm just gonna do what I call chord placing, simply strumming the chord 1 time where it appears in the timeline. I'm actually gonna do it twice on the G, twice on the A, on the beat 1 so that you could hear where it comes in. So here's the isolated vocal and me just putting the chords where they belong.
I've got a surprise that's specially for you. Something that both of us have always wanted to do. Waited so long, waited so long, waited so long, waited so long. I'm gonna take.
Now, for strumming patterns, got a couple options. You could keep it super simple and just do nothing but 8th note down up strumming. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down up, 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 down up. Where one iteration of that pattern, down up, down up, down up, down up, equals 1 measure. So you would do it twice on the G chord. So you could do that, or if you want to do the very popular down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. Again, there'll be 2 iterations of that strumming pattern per chord for the main progression. I'm going to go back, play with the isolated vocal, add the strumming in so you can hear what that sounds like. And now here I'm going to bounce between both patterns. So I'll start with doing the straight 8th notes first.
I've got a surprise that's specially for you. Something that both of us have always wanted to do. Waited so long, waited so long, waited so long, waited so long.
And here's with the other strumming pattern.
I've got a surprise that's specially for you. Something that both of us have always wanted to do. Waited so long, waited so long, waited so long, waited so long. I'm gonna take.
So I'll leave it up to you which strumming pattern that you want to do. Both are perfectly acceptable, but if you're going to do the next part, I would recommend probably doing the down, down, up, down, up, because it's going to make this little extra thing be a little bit easier, okay? And then this little extra thing is bonus. You know, if you're on the newer side of things, this might be a little challenging, but there's that little melody that happens in the pre-chorus, right, that you could approximate here. The third fret of the B string, the second fret of the B string, and then the second fret of the G string. Right, playing those three notes, and then changing to the chord. And then doing them again, and then changing to the chord. So it happens right before the chords change. So by doing the down, down, up, down, up, I feel it works. So to kind of figure out where it happens, let's say you're coming from the verse, right? You do your G, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, goes to A, down, down, up, down, up. That's one full measure. Then on the second measure of A, down, down, up, and then do the riff. And then change to the G. Down, down, up, down, up, riff. Then change the A. Up, down, up, ba, da, da, da. Da, 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 da. And it can be tricky. You know, it's easier, a little bit easier when you go from the G to the A, because your ring finger's already there, and you could use 3 fingers to do it. But when you're doing it on the A, and changing to the G, it could be a little tricky. As you heard, I doinked a couple notes there. So let me go through the end of the verse and the pre-chorus doing this with the isolated vocal so you can hear what it sounds like.
Tickets in my pocket now, baby. We're gonna disappear. Waited so long. You've waited so long. You've waited so long.
All right, and then we're going to do our chorus progression, which is the 3 chords, D, G, and A. And they're going to happen pretty quick. They all happen in the span of 4 beats. D happens on beat 1, G happens on beat 3, and then A happens on the and of 4. And then it lasts for the next measure. So if I was counting 8th notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay? So that's when the chords change, and I'd recommend here you change up your strumming pattern, okay? So this time you're gonna do down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. It's a 2-measure strumming pattern. Those first 2 down strums happen on beats 1 and 2, and so the next down strum happens on the chord change. And then that A happens on an up strum. I'm going to go ahead and play along with the chorus so you can hear this.
Oh, I've got 2 tickets to Paris.
is really it to the song. So you do your intro and your first verse and your pre-chorus and your second verse and then your second pre-chorus, where you're just hanging on that main progression, G to A, for 2 measures each, and then repeating that G to A for 2 measures each. So that's the first half of the song, really. Intro, verse 1, pre-chorus 1, verse 2, pre-chorus 2. And then you got your first chorus, and then there's a break, a solo, a bridge, and then the third verse, which again, you're just doing your main progression, also a pre-chorus where you're just doing your main progression. And the song ends with 2 instances of the chorus. Remember, the chorus being D, G, A, and you're doing that 4 times. And like with all really easy strummy versions of songs, you want to follow the same process. Number 1, make sure that you know how to play the chords first. You can't really go through this unless you know how to play a D, an A, and a G. But these are all pretty standard open position chords that most beginners start with. Okay, and this is a good one because changing between these chords isn't that difficult compared to some other songs. But if you have any issues with your chord changing, you have to focus on them in isolation, especially when you're adding strumming to the mix. If you're noticing long gaps of silence in between your chord changes, that is always a signal that you need to work on your chord changes more. All right, that's it for this video lesson. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.